So I spoke with Mindy and the guys this morning, and I mentioned how I love how Isla is developed as somebody who can be uncertain but not incapable.
Yes, I love that. I mean, 1,000%. Like Isla's, her whole life is about doubting her ability to get to where she needs to get to, but never doubting that she is capable of doing it. Yeah, absolutely.
She's never portrayed as like, oh, she's not in the job that she's she's actually really good at her job and brave in a space that, bringing in a character like Ray Romano's coach, going up against her brothers, this is a very interesting stance of power for her, I feel.
Yeah, and a time when she's actually questioning why. I think too, it's sort of a move that at moments she's wondering if she did make the right decision. Like maybe, it kind of does put her it tests her belief in herself.
Right.
And then on top of it, as the writers do so well, just create all of these crazy circumstances then around it that make it all just chaotic and
hilarious.
And humorous. Yes.
And
That too.
Where we come into the new season, you're in a good place. You've got some shaking up to do, but the relationship, especially with Allie, is something I feel like this is kind of the heart of the story. As much as it's cute that there's the engagement and the fiance and all that stuff, I feel like the two of you are really, especially in this season, the heart of the story.
I feel like, we have our own love story in this season, which is really fun. We get to really delve into our origin story, how we met. And, it's not just the complicated dynamics of working with your family, but working with your friends.
Yeah. Right.
And how that can either tear you apart or bring you closer together,
And I think in Isla's world, when it rains, it pours.
It's just constantly pouring.
Constant pouring.
For California. But Allie really gets to make a pretty bold move herself this year, kind of establishing this is what I'm worth. And if I'm not going to be recognized for all the work I'm going to do, let's go find somebody who will.
And I think in all of that, and having to say that to your best friend, I think that's really what the struggle is. I think if it was anybody else, I think Allie could say this to Cam in a heartbeat. She probably has said it to Cam.
And not so nice.
Yeah,
with,
and not
very harsh.
Exactly.
a lot of swear words.
Yes, a lot of swear words.
Calling him, all kinds of names.
Exactly. I'm just saying what we're all thinking. Allie, she keeps it real. But I think that's the struggle. Is Allie is a hard ass with everyone except for Isla, because at the end of the day, Isla is her best friend. She is, Isla's biggest cheerleader. But at the same time, at some point, you have to start looking at your own self-worth. You have to look at your, it makes you reevaluate your relationship with your friends, your boss. I think the dynamics are really tricky, and I think that was Allie's biggest struggle this season, was figuring out how to stand on her own 2 feet and standing up to her best friend, which is really hard to do. But it was really, really fun. I personally love doing all the throwback stuff. That was a fun day.
Yeah.
Throwing on Uggs and Juicy Couture and...
Yeah, at one point I looked at my outfit and I was like, I think I owned this entire outfit.
Yeah.
I actually think it might also be on the poster to Raising Helen.
Oh my God, you're right.
I might be in the outfit I was wearing.
You're right.
I was like...
It's a great movie. Great
so
movie.
funny.
I don't want to spoil anything for people because this will be a premiere, but it feels like Isla, she's trying to get certain things in her life in order. And things are wildly out of order, and it doesn't feel like she can really start doing that until she gets her relationship with Allie right. And then she starts to make very bold moves in her personal life.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the whole season starts out with Cam is back and he's a much stronger presence in the organization again, my older brother, and it throws me off my axis. It sort of throws me, and then I start to kind of, certain things start to unravel. And with that, it's either relationship dynamics, really trying to struggle with who am I in my work life versus my personal life, and what does that look like, and what is ambition, and is ambition, can you have balance if you're ambitious in a business that is so high stress and so high stakes? So I think all of these things become Isla's constant struggle, and she's juggling everything from, but at the core of it, it's always Isla's flaw, along with 1,000 other flaws, is, the validation and love and support and really like respect from her siblings.
Yeah. Right.
And is that gonna be achieved? And I think that's really what fuels her the most, and I think that's her biggest struggle as well,
What was it like having Ray Romano on set and getting to those, icon?
He's the best.
Sweetest.
I mean, it was so funny. I was watching, I think it was the Emmys, and the cast of Everybody Loves Raymond was up there, and I remember saying, God, Ray Romano's the best. And little did I know that a couple weeks later, Ray was going to be on our show. And I was so excited because I just think he's such a special actor and personality and comedian. He's so warm. He brings so much to the season. And he's so funny in our dynamic. I love our dynamic this season.
And the energy, because his character is so different from Isla, and that juxtaposition is really fun to watch. And you guys have such great chemistry and timing together. It's
so great.
Yeah, he has such a gravitas to his presence and work.
Right. Excellent. Well, thank you both so much. Congratulations. I love this season.
Thank you.
I did not expect certain things, but I did it all.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.